Since I went through the trouble of putting the truck in the garage, I figured I might as well do a couple more things while it's in here. The speedometer in the truck has never worked since I got it. Also, since I got the truck, the heater controls have never worked. Bought this gauge cluster from the junkyard. It's different than the one that's in the truck because it has the trip odometer, but also this thing has the tack in it. Be nice to have a factory tack. I'm not sure if I can figure out how to hook that up yet, but something I'll look into. And then I also got the heater control, because mine, the only control you have is to unhook the blower motor. Otherwise it runs all the time. And since this one has the rear glass switch, because it came out of a Bronco, I'm going to take the parts out of this one, put it in the truck. I just need basically that black part right there with all the vacuum hose fittings on it. So I'll go ahead and take these apart. Start with this. I want to clean everything up real good, and on the gauges that are in the truck, the indicator is white, where this one is kind of orange, and that one's almost white from being faded out. So I'll go ahead and paint the indicators on both of those before I put them in. On the back side of this is your wiring goes from the plug to all your gauges. Hopefully the plug's the same on the truck and I can just use this and go ahead and just hook the tack up. Otherwise I might have to figure out which one of these contacts I need to hook onto. But that's for another time. Right now I'm focused on the speedometer. So that's what I really need. I haven't had one in years. Okay, I got the gauges out. This one spins freely. It seems like it's still lubricated pretty good. So I think I'll just paint the indicator on this one, make it match my other gauges, and put it in. This one, the tack, not really sure how to wire that up yet. I'll probably just go ahead and put it in, and at least it'll be in there. I'm going to reuse this lens. It does have, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a crack in it. There it is. The one that's in the truck is almost cracked in half. But I couldn't use that anyways because it doesn't have the button for the trip odometer. You can see on these gauges how much they faded up here, and this part was covered. So it should be interesting when I take the other one apart, see if it looks the same. I also got a bunch of extra light bulbs, so that's always handy too. I think I'll go ahead and tear the heater control apart, then I can have all my parts ready to go in, and the hard part's going to be taking everything out of the truck. But once I get it out of the truck, then we can put it all back together, slap it in there, hopefully everything will work. I'm really hoping the speedometer works. No way to know till I put it in there. I did turn the thing on the back and the needle does move. With the speedometer I got, you can be doing 50 miles an hour and it goes up to like 15. So hopefully it works better than the old one. Well, the heater control was pretty easy to take apart. Just 2 screws right here and this piece comes off. It's a little cruddy underneath there, gross. We'll clean that up. Hopefully that fixes it. It'd be nice if I could put it on defrost when I need it, instead of it just blowing wherever it wants. Bonus, I have an extra fan switch, so that'll always be handy to keep on the shelf for a later date. Okay, so we're in the truck, getting ready to take it apart. Here's the GPS I've been using for a speedometer since I got the truck. Be nice to get that out of here. Now I'm trying to figure out where all the screws are in the dash. Take everything out. We'll have the hardest part would be like the light switch. If you've never taken one of these out, you got to pull it all the way out, and there's a button on the inside that you push down, and then you can pull that out. The wiper switch should just have a little spring on the back that you push with the screwdriver, and that'll pop off. And then over here for the heater control, I have to take this whole cover here off, and then I can get to that. It'll just pull out, and then I can switch parts, pop it back in there. So I'm gonna search for all the screws to take everything apart, and then I'll bring it back in, tell you where they're at. Maybe it'll help you out one day or something, I don't know. Okay, so this piece has 2 screws at the top, and then it comes loose. This piece over here has 1, 2, 3 screws across the top, and that's all it holds at. It slides into something at the bottom. Also wanted to show you, I have a light switch and show you how these come apart. Here's the light switch. Here's your pull thing. On this side, there's this little button right here. You pull this all the way out, and then you push in that button, and it comes apart. When you put it back together, you just gotta slide it in. So now you know how to take that apart. Time to take the cluster out. Got a screw down here, one down there, one right there, and one over here. And that should take it out. And it looks like I got a little bit of cleaning to do. Some leaves and crap in here. I also wanted to show you how you take off this wiper knob. There's a spring right here in the middle. And there's this little slot right here. Put your little screwdriver in there or whatever will fit, and you push on that spring, and then you can pull the knob off. Easy peasy. Alright, I got the cluster out. As you can see, it originally had a green interior. It was a green truck, 2-tone green exterior with green interior. Probably a pretty cool looking truck. I've never seen one like that. But here's your plug to the cluster, and then here's your speedometer cable. To unhook that, you push this clip to the side and it'll unclip it. And of course there's just barely enough room to get your hand in there to do it, but you can do it. Okay, here's the 2 clusters. They're basically the same thing, except for this one had a tack and was for automatic. So if you look on the back, they look basically the same. Looks like same amount of wires on the plug. The only difference is this right here, this never had anything in it, and this had the tack. So I think I'm going to take this piece, all of it, and switch it out with this. I'm going to double check it though before I do, make sure everything hooks up the same, and I guess I'll go ahead and switch everything over, get it ready to go back in. Alright, I got everything cleaned up, got these indicators or pointers painted so they match. If you're wondering how I do that, I just put a little spray paint on there and use a Q-tip. Works good. Puts a real thin coat on, a couple coats, looks great. So I guess I'll put it together real quick, and then we can put it in the truck and wait till you get a chance to try it out. together. Sucks that it's got this crack in there, but what are you gonna do? It looks pretty good. Hope it works. We'll find out eventually. Go ahead and put this back in the truck. So the gauge cluster's back in. Looks pretty good. Hope everything works. Looks way cleaner without everything else added on there. Hopefully the tack works and I don't have to use this one. So next I'm on to the heater control. As you can see, there's some of that original green color. There's a little more up here. Bet it looked cool all green. I haven't even been able to find a picture of a green one yet. The next step, I already took the screws out of this. And I think the next step is to take the ashtray out and it drops out the bottom. I've had it out before, but I don't remember exactly what steps it took to do it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'll get that pulled apart, popped out of there, and we'll take the piece off that I need to change and slap it back in there. Well, I didn't have to take it all the way out, which is nice because that's a lot more to unhook and put back together. I was able to get this out. This is the old one. A couple years ago I took it out, took it apart, cleaned it. When I went to put it back together, I broke it, so it didn't work before then. It didn't work any better after. So we're gonna pop this one in. It's the one from the junkyard. Hopefully this will work. And we'll slap it all back together and go from there. Alright, it's all back together. Got the heater back together. Still need to hook up the vacuum hose under the hood to make the controls work. It's getting kind of late, so I think I'll just wait till tomorrow and try and test some of this stuff out. Hopefully everything just works like it's supposed to. Probably not. Be nice if just the speedometer worked. I'd be happy for that win. Okay, so I've took the truck for a drive a couple times since it's been out of the garage. Just a little update. The speedometer works, but it's off by 10 miles an hour. The tachometer does not work, but I didn't think it would. I'll probably need to hook up more wires to make it work. And then the other thing was the heater control, and that works. So it's not a win-win-win, but it's a win, and I'll take it. Just glad to have the truck out of the garage so I can put some more miles on it. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to subscribe or hit the like button or whatever, I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out at Van Gogh Garage in little old Carburetor Spring, Colorado. Bye.